Welcome to another Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I am Benjamin, and today is going to be a deep dive video on the 10 Dalasis of the Gambia. Imagine my surprise when I recalled a couple weeks ago looking through my listings and checking out a Gambian banknote that had the earlier president of the nation on there who studied in Scotland and was a veterinarian and who had an attempted coup while he was attending the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer back in the 80s, and wanted to retire and was called back from retirement by a nation that wanted him to remain. And then he ended up succumbing to a coup where he was overthrown. So I noticed that, and I think I made a tweak in the setting, and then the next thing you know, I'm looking at my stats, and all of a sudden, this banknote has become one of the most popular banknotes on my channel, and I'm getting a ton of views. And when I looked at the cities around the world where my YouTube channel is being watched, imagine my surprise whenever a small town in the Gambia has become a hotspot for watching my YouTube channels. I want to honor my fans that are in the Gambia, and I hope I wasn't offensive in any way. I'm fascinated by what your banknotes show. And I had prepared this video some time ago, and it just had not gotten to the point where it was its turn to be shown, but I've decided to bump it up a little bit, and we can take a good look at this beautiful green banknote. This banknote had information online that I was able to get from Numista.com, I was able to get from hansimuller.de, and Wikipedia, of course. This is a predominantly green note, and it has a lot going on for it. There are cornerstones in the corner, and let me explain to you what a cornerstone is. If you have a banknote that has like 4 slashes in the corner like this, it is a watermark, but it was intended to strengthen the paper of a banknote. And when you are in a somewhat tropical region like Gambia, having a strengthened paper note can be extremely valuable. I don't know that they're still doing cornerstones. There's a lot more nations putting a varnish on the note that helps them hold up well. And I think I even have some from the Gambia that have a varnish on them. But meanwhile, having a cornerstone watermark can indicate that this banknote was, I believe, a Dalasis product. And Dalasis does a good job with their banknotes. So let's take a look at this one. We have a watermark here on the left of this note of an alligator, and or a croc. It may be a Nile croc. It may be a crocodile. I had done some research for another video, and it said some of the crocodiles in the crocodile park in the Gambia were actually genetically the same as some of the ones that could be found on the other side of Africa. That's neither here nor there, nor the subject of the video. We also have bushfowl right here, or right here in this corner of the note. And they serve as a registration device. When we flip this note over, we should see some bushfowl right over here. And when you hold it up to the light, a complete image of the birds will appear right there. There are arms to the right of this note right over here. And the arms, let's see what they are. Let's shift this down a little bit. It looks to me like we have a couple of lions on either side of some agricultural equipment. It's a nice set of arms. It reflects well on the durability and the respect that the people of the Gambia have with their environment. If you ask me, the languages on this note are predominantly in English and Arabic right there. And I remember enough from reading Roots as a child that there was a whole lot of Islam in the Gambia. It does have what is called novel serial numbers. We have a vertical set of serial numbers here and a horizontal set. Both of them start out small, and the numbers get bigger as they descend, or they get bigger as they ascend, as it were over here. This one's red, this one's black. There is a security thread too. You see it right here. Lovely and reflective in my light. It changes colors as the note is tilted. And my research did show that this particular note is varnished as well, so they didn't want to just leave the sturdity of the note to the cornerstones in the corner. Now the bird at the center, it seems to be interchangeable dove/pigeon. I thought that when I saw it, and as I did more research into the note, I found out that it was a red-eyed dove, or from the family Streptopelia semitorquata. And I laugh when I say torquata because if you've ever watched The History of the World Part 1, you know, Torquata sounds a lot like the guy in Spain who they did the musical number of the Inquisition, you know. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not being I'm being goofy, but this is a fantastic note. Now let's look at this side of the note and see, just like we predicted, we have over here the jungle fowl, that our the offset register here. But you know, the Gambia is literally the name of the river that flows right directly through the center of the Gambia. In fact, the Gambia is a lot like Egypt in the sense that you have a major river and you have land on both sides of the river, and that's what your nation is. Of course, in Egypt, the river is the Nile, and in the Gambia River is the Gambia River of the Gambia. And I remember from roots that I think they called it the Kambi Bolongo, and I don't pretend to be saying that correctly at all, but that made a huge impression on me as a child whenever I read that book. So let's take a look and let's see what else this side of the note has to offer. You have the watermark, which in this case is over here on this side now, and you have a river ferry boat right here. And the name of this ferry boat is Banjul, and I believe this river boat is named Kunta Kinte, or what is that, Kunta Kinte, and it connects the capital of this riverboat from Banjul to Bara. And so you have a ferry boat that's named after Kunta Kinte that goes from one part of the nation to another part of the nation. Kunta Kinte was born in 1750. He was enslaved, brought to America, and he died in the United States in 1822, never having given up his heart or his love for his African homeland. And apparently they never forgot him either. And according to Alex Haley, who was an ancestor of his from the Gambia, the facts are somewhat disputed, although Haley himself calls Kunta Kinte a combination of somebody who had fact and a little bit of fiction. And when you're writing about a historical figure, you can't possibly be writing about them and their conversations and know that that was 100% what was said. So I'm willing to give ground to somebody when they call a historical figure a combination of fact and fiction, because there's no way we have records from that long ago of the actual conversations of somebody speaking. But Alex Haley did honor Kunta Kinte, and we want to be able to... Alex Haley did honor Kunta Kinte, and we want to also acknowledge that as well. His book Roots did put the Gambia on the map, and it certainly made tourism a possibility for a nation that was strictly agrarian up to that point. It remains a place that I've always wanted to visit, and controversy aside, it was a great book. It is also, y'all, an excellent banknote. I love the beauty of the green. I love how peaceful it makes me feel, and I'm trying to think of some other countries that have green banknotes that are about as rich. I think that you might find some in South Sudan and maybe even Barbados. But that's enough for this time. I would like it if you would subscribe to my channel and share and declare and cuss and discuss with me things that you would like to be cussed and discussed about this gorgeous 10 Dalasis of the Gambia. I am Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. This is, I am Benjamin. This is Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. Have a jewel of a day.